Hello and welcome to episode 68 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk all about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have one finished object from last episode. I have a lot of whips. I have kind of had cast on itis a little bit. I will talk about those in a minute. I also have a little bit of news, some future cast-ons, and some acquisitions. So let's just jump right into it. My finished object is this classic ribbed hat. This is a free pattern from Purl Soho. I knit the size medium, and it's a 1x1 rib. And the pattern is a DK weight yarn. So I held fingering weight double. I pulled from the outer part of the skein and the inside part of the skein at the same time to knit this. And it actually created a kind of a marled effect, minimal pulling. I think the only pulling I had was right here when I did some decreases, and it pulled ever so slightly in that area. I knit this for the Summer Sailor Stitch Along 2025 that I'm hosting over on Instagram. It is a make along for knit and crochet hats for sailors. They send hats, we send hats to them, and they send hats to cruise ships and people who are currently in the US Navy and in the Coast Guard. And so this is one of the hats that I just finished for that make along. And the yarn I used is from Twisted Owl Fiber Studio. And this colorway is called Two Face. And I believe this place is no longer open, but I had this yarn in my stash for a while, and I thought it would be perfect for this hat and for this cause because it was kind of patriotic looking. It has a lot of blues, reds, whites, black, and gray. And I love how it turned out and the kind of marled effect that it gave. So here it is tried on. This is the adult medium. You can adjust how high your brim is. And I love how this turned out. I played a bit of yarn chicken, and I don't know how people do this on the regular because it gave me so much anxiety when I was doing the decreases. I was holding the yarn double, and so it was going twice as fast, and I just kept thinking, am I gonna run out of yarn? Like, I literally ended with the smallest amount of yarn left. It was crazy, and I was definitely panicking a bit. So I don't know how people do that, but I did it. I finished it, and it turned out super cute, and I have no yarn left over from this project, which is a total stash busting win. And yeah, so I'm gonna, I think, do it again. I have, where should I put this? I'm gonna put it over here. I have wound up my next skein of yarn for that hat. I think I'm going to do the classic ribbed hat pattern again. It's a free pattern by Purl Soho. And I found this skein in my stash that I think would be perfect for this hat pattern. And this is from Knitted Wit. This is their sock base. And this is a New Mexico colorway, I believe. It's the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument. This is 420 yards, so it's a little bit more than this one. This one I think was only 400 yards. So I'll have to see, you know, if my hat is similar. Maybe I won't have to play yarn chicken with this one, which I'm hoping would be great. So this will be my next hat pattern for that. I think I'm going to do the classic ribbed hat again from Purl Soho. I really enjoyed knitting it, and I think it turned out really cute the way it kind of marled together and no pooling. So I feel like this yarn is going to be perfect for that. It was actually kind of funny. I forgot that I had this skein of yarn in my stash, even though I have all my stash right here. Like, it's in my background. I can see it every day. It's in clear bins. my friend Courtney of Shea Crochet on Instagram, she texted me a picture of this skein and she was like, I think you have that too. And I was like, I do? And then sure enough, I pulled it out of my stash. It was in my box. I was like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of funny when your friends know your stash better than you do. And I was like, oh yeah, this yarn would be perfect for a hat because these, to be honest, are not my colors that I want to like knit with. So I think it'll be perfect for a hat for a sailor. Anyways, that was just a little funny side story, but that will also be for the summer sailor stitch along 2025, which is also is running until August 31st, 2025. So finish your hats. You can send them over to me. I'll put my address down in the description box so that you can mail those to me. And I will make sure that they get over to Hats for Sailors. I would love to get a picture of all of the hats that were donated based on the hashtag Summer Sailor Stitch Along 2025. And I think that will be so fun. So far I've knit 2 and I'm gonna start my 3rd one soon. That's my future cast on. Okay, I have a lot of whips. And I know last episode I talked about 2 future cast-ons. I did those 2 future cast-ons, so those are 2 of my whips. But then all of a sudden, I was wearing this tank top actually like a couple weekends ago. And this is my notched hem tank top. It's also a free pattern from Pearl Soho. It's a tank. I used Terrapin Fiber Arts in You Look Like Seafood colorway. This is 100% cotton. I've been really enjoying wearing this and I want to knit more tank tops now, which is cool. But because my daughter saw this, she was like, I really would like a tank top, Mom. Do you think you could make me a tank top? And I was like, I have the perfect pattern. I've already purchased the Golden Hour tank top from Nicole of Prof Pearl. And I was like, this is perfect. It uses 1 skein of sock fingering for like the smaller sizes. I think I'm making the 6 to 8 size or somewhere around there, 7 to 8, 6 to 8, something like that. And I was like, it's perfect. It's 1 skein of sock fingering or fingering weight yarn. So I let my daughter shop my stash and she picked out, let me see, she also picked out this bag to hold it. This is pineapples and this is a bag by Fate's Threads. I don't think she is sewing or selling her bags anymore, but my daughter picked this out. She's like, I want my project to be in the pineapples, so that's what we're doing. But she picked out this yarn from Woolen Women's Fiber. Let me adjust this a little bit. Woolen Women's Fiber in the colorway Unicorn. It is a 75/25 463. And let me show you actually a picture of the pattern as well. It's traveled with me, so it's gotten a little mushy and it's in black and white, so it's not super clear. I can insert a colored picture on the screen as well for you. This is the Golden Hour tank. And here's the yarn. It's called Unicorn, which is perfect because my daughter loves unicorns. Okay, and I don't want to say too much because this is a paid pattern. And if you like it, you should buy it. It's from Nicole of Prof Pearl, but I am working on it. I have it on needles that are way too small. Way too small. But it's worked from the bottom up. So this is the bottom of the tank top and this is where I'm at. I've knit probably a good like 6 inches at least. And I found this in my stuff. This is a little unicorn stitch marker. I believe it's from Charmed and Dangerous. I purchased it at the Mountain Valley Wool Festival several years ago from Desert Panda Fiber Arts, their booth. They had that and I just thought it was super cute, especially for my unicorn loving daughter. And then since this colorway is called Unicorn and it's for my daughter, it was a match made in heaven, honestly. So that was not one of my future cast-ons that I had talked about last episode. So it was an extra cast-on. I mean, how can I deny a cute little girl who's asking for a tank top that her mama made for her? So I'm gonna try to get that done pretty soon because it's already July, and yeah. I mean, I know there will be like a few more months that she could wear it, but I also just like want to try to get it done this month if I can. And she's really excited for it, so another reason to kind of hurry. Okay, so I have a couple of other whips. This one is in my Robin's Nest bag, and it is my Saul Goodman socks. I am knitting another sample, which I will also talk about in a minute. So this is my Saul Goodman socks pattern in the Saul Goodman socks, or Saul Goodman colorway, which is half black, half silver with a lot of different colors. Kind of represents his like dark side, but also his dark side, but also like his colorful wardrobe. So that's why this colorway is like that. I finished the leg, and I am actually working on the heel flap. I just started it. It's only like 4 rows in there. But this is a half linen stitch heel. So it's a kind of a newer heel to me, at least. I put it in this pattern because I felt like it just kind of made the yarn pop in a nice way, and it was something different. If you can learn a new skill from a pattern, why not? Try out all these different heels and toes and see what you like for your socks. So I'm working on those, and part of the news, I guess I'll just talk about it while I'm talking about my socks pattern, is that I will be at Yarning for Stitch Night on July 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. It is here in Nob Hill, and I will be at Stitch Night doing a live dyeing demonstration. I'm gonna show how to break a color in the dye pot. So I think I'm gonna do breaking violet, because that one just breaks in such a pretty way, and I think people will really enjoy seeing that. So if you are in Albuquerque and you want to stop by Yarning on July 16th from 6 to 8, please do come see us. While I am doing the demonstration, I will also be talking a little bit about, or sharing about, my breaking yarn journey, how I became a yarn dyer, and kind of just like how all of that came about, and my inspiration and all that stuff. So if you're in Albuquerque, please come join us. That would be so fun to have some familiar faces there. So that was also the news. I know I'm kind of just mixing stuff in as I go, but that's how we do it. So the next whip I have is in this little bag, and my friend Anna sent me this, but it is from Yellow Petal Handmade, and I love the black and white theme on this. It's a zipper bag, and I am knitting with this brand new colorway that is not yet released in my shop called Vominos Pest. Maybe Vominos Pest Control, maybe just Vominos Pest. I think just Vominos Pest, but we'll see. It's not released yet, so I have a little bit of time to figure that out. But I am knitting the Shine Bright Shawl. This is a pattern by Under the Olive Tree Knits, and it's kind of an asymmetrical pattern with some lace work in it. I'm not too familiar with lace, to be honest, but I am enjoying this. As you can see, I have been adding some lifelines. The reason I did that is because I actually made it almost up to this point before. I was like up to here. I was like ready to start this next section here, and I realized these did not line up, and I was like debating, do I leave it? It looks kind of bad, and like, would people really notice it if it was on me? Probably not. But is it gonna bug me? Is it gonna be like difficult to kind of get things situated for the next section? I decided it bugged me too much, so I ripped out up to here, which is the first section. I ripped all the way back to here, and I'm finally caught back up. But now I am adding lifelines between each lace section. So I had a lifeline down here. Once I got this one and I got up to here, I took this one and moved it up. So that way, if I need to go back, if I make a mistake and I need to go back, I can go back to one of these lifelines. Hopefully by the time I get to the next section, I can move this one up and I won't need this section anymore. So that's the plan. Yeah. So I think these lace sections will create a fun shape. If you haven't seen it, I don't think I have it printed. I don't have it printed, but she's doing a cowl this summer. This is actually a free pattern right now. I don't know that it will be free forever, but it's free right now on Ravelry Shine Bright Shawl, or Shine Bright. It might just be Shine Bright. But it uses 1 skein of fingering weight yarn, which is perfect. And I chose to do this Vominos Pest so that it can kind of be like a sample of like, how is this colorway going to knit up? And when it's hanked up, it is half yellow, half green. And this is how it's working up. So I think that's super cute. So that is my Shine Bright shawl, and I'm excited to work on that throughout my days. Okay, I have one more whip and a couple of acquisitions to talk about since I already talked about the news. I have my last whip that I'm sharing today in this chicken bag. My friend Robin in Colorado sent this to me, or brought it to me when she came to town and I met up with her. So this is holding, I don't know why I always say housing. Anyways, this is holding my You Matter socks. This is a pattern, a free pattern by, I forget her name. I will put it on the screen, but it is Always Be Kind yarn. And she made this socks pattern. I did adjust a few things. I did a rolled cuff and a ribbing cuff, which I thought would look a little different. I don't really love it. And then I noticed my apostrophe. This is supposed to be an apostrophe. And do you notice? It's backwards. I followed the chart thinking it's supposed to be duplicate stitch. And I was like, I'm just gonna do color work because I think that would be easier than having to go back and figure out the double stitch or duplicate stitch. So I just did color work, but then I realized because the chart is made for duplicate stitch, it's backwards. And so I did not do that correctly. This is supposed to be going this way. So oh, and there's another issue, okay? So I'm using this yarn that was sent to me. It was like probably a little over a half skein, but I realized, excuse me, I realized last night when I was knitting this that I'm gonna run out of yarn. Like there's not enough stripes left in here to do this many stripes for the heel and the foot and all that. Even if I do a contrast toe, I'm still gonna run out of yarn here. So I think what I'm gonna do is rip this out and start over. And that breaks my heart, but there's just too many things that aren't working out on it for me to like justify keeping it like this. I don't really love the way I did the cuff. I thought it would look cool to have like a double cuff, like a half rolled, half ribbing. Maybe it looks okay. I don't know. I kind of want to like try it on before I just completely frog it, just to see if I do like that, if I want to keep that type of element or not. I don't know. I think it kind of looks cool, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put these socks in timeout probably for a few days, maybe less if I'm feeling optimistic. But yeah, I'm sad that I've spent this much time and energy on these socks when it hasn't been working out. But the apostrophe is backwards. I'm gonna run out of yarn for the second sock, and I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm like a perfectionist, but I do like my things to match. Like, does that make me a perfectionist if I want my socks to match? And I just know, I know myself. I know that if I knit this and then my second sock is all weird, I'm not gonna wear them. I'm just not. And especially since I noticed my apostrophe is backwards, I'm not gonna wear them. Maybe that's perfectionist. I don't know. I wish I could be more like chill about it, but I'm really not. So I think I'm gonna frog this whole thing. I'm gonna make my socks shorter. Maybe I'll do a contrast heel to save some of the stripes for the second sock so that I don't run out. And I think I will probably wait to do this and just do duplicate stitch so that the chart, I don't have to like convert the chart to be backwards. Although I don't think that would be that hard, but I just don't want to like deal with all that, to be honest. So I'm gonna frog this. I am gonna knit them still. It's just gonna go in timeout for a few days until I figure out what I'm doing exactly. And if I like the cuff part. Do you like the cuff part? Is it stupid? I don't know. Let me know. Okay. So I have a few acquisitions. The first one I got is from Hadley Rae Clay Co. And I think she's a fairly new shop on Etsy, but it has this, she makes these little charms, and this one is a bee with a flower, and this one has a lobster clasp on it. And then I also got, it came as a part of a set that came with these like other little flowers. And then it has, one of these has like a little bee. Oops, sorry, let me just put the box on. One of these has a little bee with the honeycomb, which is super cute. So this was like a whole set to get all the flowers. I'll link it down in the description box as well, in case you were interested in checking that out. Yeah, so it came with all these different flowers, the honeycomb with the bee, and then this bee with the flower that hangs. And I also got, I just thought he was so cute, this little sheep stitch marker. I thought that was so cute. So Hadley Rae Clay Co, and I will link all that stuff down below so you can check that out if you want. My second acquisition is this Knit Happy with Self-Striping Yarn book. This is a book by Stephanie Lotvin. She's Telly Bean Knits on Instagram. And I don't know if you saw this, but she actually just released the Bright Access Tee as an individual pattern. And it used to just be in this book. It's right here. It used to just be in this book. It uses self-striping yarn on the top, and then you can use like a solid on the bottom, which I thought was super cute. But she just released this pattern as an individual pattern that you can purchase, I think on probably her website and Ravelry. But for a few dollars more, you can get this entire book, which has a bunch of different patterns in it, all for self-striping yarn. It has a lot of different like mitts. There's so many different mitts. Let me show you another one that I really love. Well, of course, these ones, the ones that are on the cover. Then there's like, these are super cute. It also has like, it has a ton of hats, shawls, cowls. See, it's like a cowl, a longer cowl. There's shawls, like, check this out. Like, what? So for a few dollars more, you can just buy her whole book and you get the tee pattern as well. So to me, I was like, it can't really go wrong, like just buying the whole book, because then you get more for your money. You know what I'm saying? So there's like little cardigans. There's all kinds of like cute stuff in here for all different ages and sizes. Of course, the Bright Access Tee. There's this one with self-striping, just like sleeves with like a fun detail on it. There's that one. It's like kind of more color worky. Does that one have a picture? It doesn't have a picture. But yeah, so this was one of my acquisitions. I'll link it down below as well. Knit Happy with self-striping yarn. My last acquisition is like a whole haul from Knit Picks. They were having a sale and I wanted to get some Dishy. I've never actually bought Dishy from Knit Picks. I bought some Dishy because my friend Danielle came out with a new pattern that uses Dishy. I think it uses Dishy. I hope it uses Dishy because I just bought a whole bunch of it. But it's an Hourglass. I think it's called Hourglass dishcloth or something. But yeah, so I will put a picture of that here. I do want to make a few of those just for funsies. So I bought myself a whole bunch of Dishy from Knit Picks. I probably won't go through every single one, but lots of different colors. I got some that would, let me put this down. I got some that would also like coordinate together so that I could do some half and half patterns. So those coordinate, I also got some of like these. This is 100% cotton. So I got a few different ones that would coordinate together and be beautiful on their own as well. And some zebra-y ones, like the black and white twist. There's pink. Obviously you saw some of the pink ones that could coordinate together. And there's like this one, whee, that one. So a whole bunch of Dishy. It was on sale and I was like, I want to make some of those. So yeah, that's what happened. I have an affiliate link for Knit Picks if I can get it figured out this weekend. I think the affiliate program that they use changed. And so I'm still trying to figure out if I need to re-sign up for the company that bought them, or if my stuff just automatically transfers over. I'm not really sure. If I can figure it out, my affiliate link will be linked in the description box down below in case you want to support my channel. The other things I got from there were these little animation primary colors. These are all DK. They're like little, it's for like little color work stuff. And I saw a cool like toy. I think a Jen of the Downton podcast. Oh, I don't know, Boston Jen on Instagram. I don't really remember people's Instagram names, but she posted a picture, I believe, of like a little crocheted toy. And I thought it's like where you color match. And I thought my little son would like that. So I got a few different colors. These were also on sale. This one is the Oceanscape one, Flora and Fauna. And the other one was called Primary Colors. So I think I'm gonna make my son one out of the primary colors and then maybe the white and the black as well. And I have a friend who is about to give birth to a girl. So I thought maybe these would make a cute like girly one with some pinks and purples and some of the more girly colors. But yeah, I also thought they could be good just to have on hand for random color work motifs as well. I'm not really sure what I was thinking. They were on sale and so I just bought them. But I think that's it for episode 68 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. If you enjoy my podcast or my other videos that I put on my channel, please consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so that you don't miss every time I put out a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.